And
There
she
go.
is. There she
Hi.
is.
Sorry, I was
Good
having those
morning.
initial Zoom problems first thing Monday morning.
And look at that. She's lovely already. Aoife O'Reilly. Beautiful. Just absolutely brilliant. Brilliant.
Lovely. How are you?
Now, Aoife, where are you from? What part are you from?
In Ireland.
Yes.
I am from a little village called Black Lion.
Where's Black Lion? What county is that?
It's in the northwest. It's in County Cavan. It has, I'd say, a population of about 500 people.
Okay. Do you want to hear something funny? Okay. So this is my radio name is Richards.
Yeah.
My real name is, we pronounce it Rehill, Rehill. Our people
lovely.
We're from Cavan.
You're from Cavan too.
The people from Cavan. Yeah. And O'Reilly is a derivative of O'Reilly. So we're cousins.
Yeah, because there's Rahali in Irish.
Yes, that's right.
Cousin.
Guys are coming
cousin
up.
is there. Totally.
Hey, best friends. Slow down. Here we go, guys. We're coming up. Here we go. Awesome.
It is 8:10 Newstalk Sauga 960 Raw. Mike Richards, along with David Bastl. Now, we told you that your nerves with the Blue Jays are going to be a little frayed, right? You're going to be a little uptight. You're going to sweat. You're going to wonder if they can take the Yankees. So how do you alleviate this problem? Well, my family's been doing it for years, and it's called booze. This is the way that you calm yourself down. So what kind of alcohol, what kind of lovely beverage could you use? Well, vodka is popular. Vodka is very popular. And of course, we have to figure out which one it is. Well, Polar Ice from our good friends at Corby, who, man, over the years, because of Jameson mostly, I'll be honest with you. And so who do we have here this morning? A senior brand manager from Corby, Aoife O'Reilly. How you doing? You look lovely. You look lovely.
Thanks very much.
Look at that.
Nice to be here.
And we just found out County Cavan as well. We're cousins then. We're pretty much related. We're related.
This is it. Yeah. Thanks a million for having me.
Well, how does Corby come up with this idea? We're talking about Polar Ice and then partnering with the Toronto Blue Jays, which right now at this time of year is absolutely brilliant. I mean, the timing couldn't be better.
Yeah. I guess Polar Ice specifically is a proudly Canadian brand that's locally distilled here in Ontario. So what was important for us when we were looking at trying to basically find a partnership that will help us expand the breadth of Polar Ice consumers and fans was finding another brand that really meant something to our consumers. So we found that there's an overlap between vodka consumers, Polar Ice drinkers, and Blue Jays. So it was really important we partnered with a brand and a team that's important to our consumers. And as well as that, we wanted to partner with a team that had breadth across the entire country. And the Blue Jays are Canada's team. So really, they made perfect sense for us to partner with for this.
Kind of makes them that perfect partner in that sense, right? Where a country rallies, not just a city, but a country rallies behind what hopefully is a very good week of baseball coming up here leading into the postseason. But it's been a very good year for them anyway, and the future is pretty bright for this team, and this partnership really has worked out well so far.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a really exciting time for us to come on as partners, and already in the few months since we've announced it, you know, it's the team have gone from strength to strength, and it's amazing for us as a brand to be part of that in some way.
So in front of the bottle's got a little blue in it too, so it all kind of works together. And I'm curious, so is there actually like a recipe, a cocktail that you're sort of promoting with the vodka? Are we saying just tip it back? Just
I wouldn't say just tip it.
No.
We would always encourage responsible consumption, of course. But yeah, we have launched a new game day experience, I guess, to introduce Polar Ice into fans' game days, because they may not be as familiar with it. So we've created a brand new signature cocktail called the Polar Lead Off. It's a cocktail that was inspired by the flavors, the tastes and smells of a game day at the Rogers Centre. And it's really a brand new way for Canadians to try to start their game day activities. So we like to say it's worthy of a starting lineup. fun.
Starting lineup, Dave. Do you hear that one?
Okay, so why don't you take us through this? What is the actual recipe of the polar leadoff? Because it sounds delicious.
Yeah, so it is. We wanted to make something that was a cocktail that was not only just delicious, but fans could also easily make at home and enjoy responsibly while cheering on the Jays. So all you need to do is have a tall glass with ice, an ounce of polar ice vodka, 1/4 ounce blue curacao, some sparkling lemonade, and we have some buttered popcorn on top to top it off. So
Whoa.
yeah, it's a cocktail that really like bleeds blue, like most Jays fans. And we think it hits it out of the park in terms of the popcorn topper as well. It's really there as a way for Jays fans to try to open off their next Jays game, especially now as we go into this last week of homestand of the regular season. Which is
Could you have it with black pudding?
We could have anything with black pudding.
Is this sold at the Rogers Centre as well? I hope that's a yes.
So Polar Ice vodka is available at the Rogers Centre, but the Polar Leadoff isn't during scheduled Blue Jays games. The cocktail was really crafted to combine the flavors that will make you feel like you are watching from the Rogers Centre, but while you enjoy from the comfort of your own home with friends and family cheering on the Jays.
Oh, yeah. And of course, here in Ontario, that means, and look, let's be honest, this is why the show's called Raw Mike Richards. In your garage. You know you're doing it. I'm starting to think maybe, I thought it was a Canadian thing. Maybe it's an Ontario thing, because when you walk around and see people, they have converted a lot of their garages into these little man caves, into these little viewing areas. And a lot of times, and at least for my friends, it's always Blue Jays baseball. So this cocktail and this Polar Ice couldn't be any more at home than what's probably going on, because some people, because of the weather, they may not quite want to hang outside, because you just never quite know. Days like today, you just don't know. So they move it into the garage, and this will be perfect. Because the other thing too about making cocktails, and this is where vodka is always brilliant, it's not that hard, right? It's not like you're making a Pousse Cafe and you're got the spoon upside down and you're trying to measure the right stuff. This is not that at all, Aoife.
Yeah, no, we wanted to make it nice and easy for people to enjoy. It's Polar Ice itself is a vodka that is excellent in cocktails. It has like quite a nice finish, sweet finish that's a little bit surprising. So it makes it really good vodka to have in cocktails. So we wanted to kind of have a bit of fun with it as well. This partnership is something that like we're very excited about, and we know our fans are, so we didn't want to make it super serious, something that makes sense for when you're cheering on the Jays.
I was going to ask you, when you market a bottle and you put a Blue Jays logo on it and you have the famous Polar Ice Bear and so forth, it's almost like when you're at an LCBO, it draws you to it. Do you find, as far as audience relations, that when you combine, a great product and you have that Jays logo on there too, it kind of stands out? Because it does to me as a buyer.
Yeah, well, like that's 100% the intention of it. So the bottle that you're talking about is our limited edition bottle, which is now available in the LCBO, but only while supplies last. And we really created the packaging to excite baseball consumers as well as Polar Ice fans, and have something that would inspire them to pick it up off the shelf and add it to baseball collections or their bar cart. What we did want to do was inject a little bit of the brand personality into it a little bit more, and the polar bears are obviously such a distinct signifier for the brand, so it was important for us to kind of have a little bit of fun there and use them to really quickly and easily communicate the brand, what the partnership and what it is that the brand's about. So I personally love the bottle. I love to see it on shelf. When it first launched only recently, there was quite a lot of chatter online from fans being like, oh my God, what is this? So I think it makes people smile, and it's a nice collector's item. It's one of, we're going to do a limited edition every year. So we will have another one next year and the year after, but it's just something to kind of, I guess, get people a little bit excited and inspire them to add.
You have to collect the set.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. And I have friends that go, do you see what I got? Yeah, I got this. Yeah, just anyone can when they go to the store, and so people do that. You go go into the garage, and there it is. The last 5 years of whatever the thing happens to be. And as I said, this is the time of year where people's nerves are a little frayed, and this is basically playoffs for the Toronto Blue Jays. This is as tight as you get. People have been watching all year long, but this month of September has been absolutely brutal. I mean, for Blue Jay fans, they're in the fetal position because they're watching other teams. They're watching what the Yankees do, what the Bo Sox do. So it is perfect timing to come up with like a kind of a fun cocktail to watch while you soil yourself. So this is brilliant stuff. Now we have to ask, because I mean, last week we have someone by the name of Owen O'Callaghan who comes on, and he talks a little footy, and he's a dub himself. And so, he writes back home for the paper and so on. So I understand. So from County Cavan, just so people know, which when I go over there and I get off the plane, and they always give me a hard time in the cabs and the taxis. They said, so we're going to see going to see me people. Where are you people from? Cavan. Oh, dear God. Where's your wallet? Where's the wallet gone? That's Ireland. They always pound on and make fun of Cavan and so on. Because you have people to realize in the Midlands, it's not very big. You come from small towns, even Cavan itself. Cavan town is not big. My people are from a little area outside called Drung, which yeah, and it kind of looks like it sounds like. I was hoping that I'd be related to Brian Boru. Now they keep telling me that I am, but it could be because you can feel the royalty just pouring out of me, really. So how does someone from County Cavan make their way all the way over here to Canada, to Toronto, and then end up being a senior brand manager? Because it's a great story. So how does that come to be?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was a couple of years ago. I think it's 3.5 now. I decided I wanted to get some international experience, move away. Toronto to me represents somewhere very diverse, a lot of opportunities, a lot of different mixes of people. From the moment I landed, it has been like second home for me. Very welcoming. Met some of the most amazing people. I've obviously had the pleasure of working for Corby for the entire time that I've been here, working across a myriad of different brands, and always had such a great experience within this industry, working on brands that consumers and people really love. So it's just, I suppose, it was an amazing opportunity for me. So
how many years here for you now?
3.5.
3.5. Yeah, 3.5.
Permanent resident.
Yeah, permanent resident now. Oh, boy.
You're not getting rid of me.
No, and we want you to come back on the show too.
Yes.
Listen, before you go, tomorrow that Jays-Yankees series starts off. It's a 3-game series, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. How many games are the Blue Jays going to win out of the 3?
3.
3? Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Okay.
I am optimistic to a fault, and I fully believe it.
I hope you're right.
How are you going to the bookmakers? Are you wagering on this, making the accumulator?
I'm not. Yeah. I'm not. I'm not a gambling woman.
Oh, that's terrible. Well, okay. Just fantastic. Just brilliant having you on the show this morning. Lovely as always. My God's people. That's what I say.
Thanks a million for having me.
Oh, they're lovely. And we'll have you on again. And best of luck to the Toronto Blue Jays with your leadoff cocktail.
Amazing. Thank you, guys. Cheers.
That is Aoife O'Reilly, Senior Brand Manager. We're talking about Polar Ice. And, of course, that's the one with the polar bear. And it has blue in it. So when you're making your leadoff cocktail.
Very distinct.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard to do. And I said, it's sort of the perfect time of year because this thing is going to be so tight. Like, people talk about playoffs. Well, if they can just make the playoffs, this is the playoffs. There's only 7 games left? 6 games left now?
Yes, because you have the series with the Baltimore Orioles
6,
after.
Yes.
But this is the critical one right now.
Because you do not want to leave it up to, and people go, well, don't worry about it. Because the Orioles, as you know, Eva, are shite. So it's just like, oh, we're going to, we'll walk through this one. You don't want to leave it to the spoilers, Dave, because you know how that works. This is a team that's been out of it since literally after their first game of the year. They have 161 other games. The manager comes in and goes, well, better luck next year, guys. This is a bad team, but they're the types that, I'll be honest, they're paid a lot of money, and you never want to lose that. And you certainly don't want to go to the minors. So what's better than taking a team that so badly needs the game and you go in and completely wreck it? So that is why this is huge. It's massive. And once again, with the friends at Polar Ice and Corby, you got a cocktail to have it in. So that is brilliant here this morning.